Hi, this is Xiaodong Liang from Software Partner Development Team in Autodesk. Our team supports global customers, consultant customers, developers, enterprise customers, system integrators to use Autodesk platforms. The platforms include Forge, the cloud-based web services platform we will talk about today. It also includes the desktop APIs such as AutoCAD, Revit, Inventor, Series 3D, etc. Just a quick self-introduction. I joined Autodesk 13 years ago, starting with desktop API support. When Forge was born, I started to engage in Forge and the BIM 360 API, especially support AEC customers. Today, my colleague Brian and I will talk about what is Forge, some interesting use cases with Forge in BIM industry, and quick updates on some latest news of Forge, and how Forge ecosystem is going on. We will also introduce best practice developing with Forge technologies and unique opportunities for web and cloud integration. We hope this information could help you to get some ideas about what are the value Forge can help you with Forge, and get some experience when working on Forge solutions. With that, let us start with the overview of Forge. If we review what Forge customers are doing, it is all about digital transformation, connecting data across sections of BIM, across enterprises, across every sections of the workflow. It is all about how to make data more accessible, reliable from different resources, and to use the data more smart and with more efficiency. This also benefits from the new technologies in software and hardware. The requirements for cloud-based solutions have grown tremendously during the past years. BIM professors are looking for the best platform to build innovative and competitive applications. A little bit more about the digital transformation. Typically, it is from the silos of the data. We have seen the customers try to solve the challenges by standardizing tools and data, keeping single source of data, keeping single source of truth. Standardize Office tool, standardize ERP system, standardize collaboration tool, maybe by Slack, maybe by Microsoft Team, standardized customer relationship management system, etc. Forge, standardize, design, and make or build. Forge makes it straightforward to connect your data of design and make from different resources. It allows you to federate your data. It helps to bring the design and make data to the whole enterprise or workflow. To connect the designer, vendor, owner, maintainers, operators, sales, field workers, and customers with better decision-making, faster decision-making, better collaboration, better automation, better quality of efficiency of project. Finally, increase the customer responsiveness and satisfaction. In a word, Forge enables your digital transformation for design, make, or build with a powerful cloud engine. So, this is why Forge was born. Some quick sentences on Forge. Forge is not a final software product. It is not either a final SaaS product. It is a set of web services API based on global web standards in order to make it easier to connect data and workflow together. It follows web standard. That means any web developers can piece together experiences, data, and the platforms using industry standard technologies. And the Forge services is just a kind of web component. By this, you could leverage the value of design. And for the desktop developers, they can also leverage their experience to connect the data in the cloud or migrate their experience of plugin to the cloud. It is at web speed. So you or your customers can get value in months or even in weeks, not years like before. So it allows you to start with an innovative project without high risk after you try too long practices. You can build a solution with the people you already know and trust. Forge is built on the very matured platform AWS. It takes advantage of AWS features, many features, to ensure security, reliability, resilience, and many cloud standards. Based on that, Forge provides the unique web services for the industry of BIM, CAD, manufacture, and all the areas related with the design, make, or build. You might have known Autodesk SaaS solutions, such as BIM 360, Fusion 360. Actually, they are also built based on Forge. So that means the third-party applications could be built directly from the Forge services, or they could also build application with BIM 360 or Fusion 360 Essential. In BIM industry, I believe you know there are a lot of file formats. One of the most powerful capabilities of Forge is to liberating data from within various design and make files. It does not need to install a specific design tool, plugin. On Forge platform, the design data will be extracted, transferred with high efficiency. As a bridge, Forge eliminates the barriers of the file formats, allowing design and make derived data to flow through the enterprise and the workflow. Currently, Forge has provided a couple of categories of web services. For example, data management allows you to manage your data on the cloud. Model derivative can extract the design data, BIM data on the cloud without installing specific software. And the Forge Viewer can render the design data in the browser without any plugin, add-in, and connect with BIM data interactively. And also, design automation allows you to create, update design on the cloud. More categories are coming, and more web services in each category are also growing. BIM 360 API is a large category. As mentioned just now, BIM 360 is also built on Forge. So it shares the general services such as data management, model derivative API, where it has also the specific APIs for its modules and features. For example, admin API for managing user, role, company, and document management API is related with issue API, RFI API, checklist API. And also some more advanced APIs available, such as model coordination API, cost API, essential. Most of APIs in this diagram are available now, while some are coming soon. Your application can integrate with some levels of these APIs, but these APIs connect with the fundamental data of BIM 360. Forge follows web standards. It is still in the scope of web development. In this diagram, this is the typical scenarios of Forge application. Your application might be connecting with other web services, database. You might use some Forge services to extract BIM's design or BIM data and view the model in the viewer, linking with other workflow, sensors, machines. If APP is working with BIM 360, then your application will use BIM 360 API to connect the data of BIM 360. So let us take a look at how Forge customers are using Forge with their solutions in BIM. During the past years, we have seen Forge customers and partners are building all sorts of solutions, from digital twins to visualization, to catalog, to automation, and more. In the following slides, we will look at Forge-powered solutions across some of these areas. Because of limited time today, we cannot present many demos, but you can visit most of the demos or introductions of use cases online. We will share the PPT with links after this meeting. The first scenario is data visualization and analysis. So people use Forge to view the data, to analyze the data, make a report, and also connect with the workflow, algorithm, and database to do some more advanced simulation, visualization, analysis. The first sample is from CAD company. As I remember, CAD company in USA is the first Forge customer. By Forge for services, especially Forge Viewer, CAD company manage their design more interactively and collaboratively. As you can see that BIM data is visible and model hierarchy, component object properties, and you can easily to check the model by sectioning, and all the elements and available with this viewer, no plugin, no adding, no software install. And 2D view is also available. The data is from Forge, translation. This is not a picture. This is a real curve, real area, and a real element, and it also include element properties, plentiful information. And by this plentiful information, this APP do some other checking, review, element by file rating, element by level, to allow their customer to review the design much easily, interactively, and also dashboard to make some statistic. And they also have their own issue management workflow and connecting with the BIM model, and they can manage the issue easily, and also export to some exchange format to connect with other workflow. Another sample is a demo of a proof of concept POC, where it has been a reference for many commercial Forge applications. The design data is from BIM 360 and 2D, 3D view, and you can do the analysis, element by type, element by quantity, element by material, and you can. An interesting feature is you can see select 2D curve, the corresponding 3D element will be highlighted. Vice versa, that select 2D, 3D element, the corresponding 2D curve will be highlighted. This gives the end user much convenience to review the design easily, while the code behind the scene is just a few lines. No plugin, no software, just a browser. Next one is a quickly matured startup Reconstruct. The application builds construction management for several largest construction companies in the USA. It is a mixture of a huge number of photos, point clouds, models, available through a timeliner to track the process of the construction workflow. Compare the point cloud data from the on-site and compared with past, present, and anticipated the future. They align the data together by different layers and smartly. They said it is not a manual alignment, it is by artificial intelligence. Yeah, very nice application with a huge data, different data together just in the browser. The next story is the EPC Solution in China. They have adopted Forge in domestic and international projects covering oil, gas, natural resources, and infrastructure and petrochemical industries. The video is a project for offshore oil gas platform. They connect all kinds of data in the EPC workflow. By simulating the construction process, the team can have better controlling on the project management, construction management, procurement. It has a huge data of BIM from different resources, PDMS, Revit, not only geometry, hierarchy, components, but also the BIM data. The BIM data. And this is a huge model, many components. Let's say maybe 300,000 objects in this aggregate model. And they also connected with their facility database, so you can see the asset information from their own database. This is additional information connecting with the BIM data. And another interesting feature they provided is the user can place a new component to check if the new equipment, the position is appropriate compared with the environment. So by the viewer and the interactive ability of Forge Viewer, it is very easy than before. One more, a cut-edge construction visualization from EarthCam in the USA. That delivers turnkey visualization, not just the software, but installing the cameras on site. They brought the BIM design to a browser and map with the corresponding on-site view. By overlaying the views, the reviewers can check and compare the design and build with much efficiency. The 360 view can see the underlay is the BIM model translated by Forge, and in the center is the screen of the 360 view from the on-site. Very cool. You can see the compare. And they also connect with the issue and RFI workflow of a plan grid. So after some problem is found, they will post the issue and to the plan grid. Yeah, very nice demo. Yeah, they also provide high resolution views of the on-site. Yeah. The next scenario is about digital twins. This is a very hectic scenario during the past 1 year. A lot of applications. It's not just about the visualization of the BIM model. It's about connecting the reality by sensors. The application will reflect the situation of the real status of the operations. And it also simulates in virtual to anticipate the problems or risks and provide a reference for the operators to take actions to solve the problem. The first example is also a POC produced by our team for some companies. This is from a petrochemical model. It's a huge model. There are a lot of equipment and components, and it provides a way to get the status of the sensor about some specific equipment, temperature, pressure in real time. And it also provides a way to submit the issue when operator finds some problems. They can take the camera and produce a screenshot of the reality and submit the issue associated with this picture markup. It also provides a way of a heat map to simulate the status of the whole system by the sensors data from the reality, and the operators can know how it's going with the equipment and all components, all the totally performance of this system. Another example is from one of the China customers that they form based in Shenzhen. They're very skillful to build the solutions of smart building. This is just one very small sample that is built to control to use some smart devices to control the devices remotely. And another one is some simulation in the subway, and to check if there is any problem of the in the subway, and what is the actions, what is the signs that will be available for some emergency, a fire, and if any emergency, how to escape, and some indicators for the management. And they also are very aggressive to moving forward. Recently, they have some solutions with GIS data and BIM data. And they export the GIS data as an underlay and aggregate with a BIM model, and to manage the operations of a highway or rail transit. For example, this is a rail transit in the city. They get the sensor status data and to check the status in virtual. Another one is from Aviva. It's a Singapore company. They build operations and maintenance facility management for smart building. Their models and the document are from BIM 360. And in this APP, the customer can manipulate the equipment. They can check the air conditioning temperature and also check the CCTV, book a schedule. And when there is any emergency happened, it will locate the location and the corresponding equipment space very quickly and take actions quickly. In this APP, you can also make the smart BIM very easily jack drop the equipment to the card and link them with the process. And then these equipments will run with booking schedule. You can even make this schedule and process link with other web services by such kind of integrated environment. Very cool. The last one is Nor Consultant in Norway. They are working on a project for a new road in Norway. This is a project contains feature multiple tunnels, bridges, roads, totally about 20 kilometers, and with a tunnel with more than 2 kilometers. The road they have an ambition to reduce the project carbon emissions by 20%. Compared with some typical project. Forge helped them in this case. You can see a lot of various data were aggregated in this platform, and with the existing features of Forge Viewer, they can do some markup, annotation, and measurement. And they also take advantage the viewpoint feature of Forge Viewer to navigate some sections by kilometers, and in this This is one first kilometer and second kilometer. And in third kilometer, there is some problem of the road. And in fifth kilometer, some CCTV. And in 7 kilometer, there is corresponding civil drawing, 2D drawing. In some kilometers, even there is some dangerous situations that need to be solved quickly. And they also do some simulations with the data from the reality about the pressures on the tunnel from the here, and also some timeline to manage the process. The next scenario is about automate. The key API in this scenario is design automation of Forge. It provides 4 engines on the cloud to run your plugin: AutoCAD, Revit, Inventor, 3ds Max. And it can run your plugin, run your script automatically. It can create a model on the cloud. It can extract customer data on the cloud. It can modify the design on the cloud. In most cases, the customers just migrate the existing plugin to the cloud, then the application will be highly automatic in the workflow. The first example is from Hyper.io. This is a startup company that is very skillful with generative design. So in this app, they provide the ways people can select some GIS location and get some parameters of the environment, and many options will be recommended by the generative design. And after the user select one option, the related parameters will send to design automation of Forge and Revit, and will generate the corresponding BIM model of Revit on the cloud. So the whole process is automatically without installing specific file on the local. The next example is a POC produced by my colleague John. Actually, this is from some inquiries of some customers. They said they are heavily depending on Excel to update the parameters of Revit element. So in this app, we can get the original version of a model, which the element has no corresponding values of some parameters. Yeah, for example, comment file rating, the value is empty. So you can export the parameters list by design automation to Excel, and then you can update the Excel like before, and you can add the value, add some other information to the corresponding element, and finally submit a job with these parameters and generate a new version of Revit with the corresponding parameters value. So now if we check the new version of the model, the element will have the corresponding new properties. Yeah, this is stored persistently to the Revit file. The last one is a very interesting application from the company Atkins. Actually, they have built out a lot of other Forge applications. This is the latest one. They tried with Forge design automation. They built these applications to help their lighting engineers and the retail customers to work together, to collaborate together, discuss together. So you can, this is the 2 presenters. They presented this class in AO Las Vegas. So as you know that we normally we have the BIM model, actually. The BIM model just like this, and we have very limited options to control the rendering, the lighting things. Yeah, looks not so nice in most cases. So better we can make some deployment layout, and then this app submit the job with the viewpoint of this model, and to send it to 3ds Max engine of design automation, and this engine will deliver photo real view of a BIM almost in real time. You can see the result. So this is actually a combination of two engines of Revit and 3ds Max. Revit provides the parameters of the viewpoint, and the 3ds Max is for deliver the photo real view of the BIM. Next application. So quite a lot of customers have adopted for design automation of Forge after it is released. Because they have not, they're just in the POC stage, we cannot show them in public right now, but I believe more and more cool samples will be available in the near future. The last scenario is about SaaS integration. As mentioned just now, Forge liberates the design data, which allows the data can be used for integrating with any SaaS products. SAP, SharePoint, a lot of file sharing services like Google Drive, Box, Dropbox. It connects the data in most any enterprise systems with design and engineering data. Of course, integrating with BIM 360 is also a widely used scenario for SaaS integration in the Forge solutions. The first example is Intellisys Build. This is a platform to manage the project materials, and this is built on the SAP platform. So you can see they manage the assets, material, about availability, shortage, quantity. And the innovation they did with Forge is they integrate with the BIM model of the specific project. They can load the BIM model, and the user can check the BIM model element and to know the corresponding material instantly, interactively. So imagine that one operator knows which material, which element needed to be replaced, but he does not know the type, does not know where its availability. So they can click the virtual model element to get the corresponding material information from the SAP systems. Of course, additional more BIM data is also available with this BIM model. The next one is the Sigma 5D. They are very skillful to do cost management, estimate, and also the budget management for their customers. This is their app, looks much like Excel. They import the model from BIM 360, and because the BIM 360 also built on Forge, and Forge has extracted the BIM data. They build the views or breakdown views by the element, and we can know the detailed information of the BIM. And connecting with their cost database, we can know the cost of the corresponding material. And they also produce the insight view and the budget view about the individual element of the contains the materials cost, contains the labor cost, contains the equipment cost. All the budgets can be created, imported to BIM 360 cost management. So this view, this data is from Sigma 5D. in the cost management of BIM 360. The next one is Insight VR. This is also a startup company. They got award of AEC Hackathon a few years ago. They started the journey since then. So their innovative solution is they used Forge to extract the data from the BIM 360 model and generate the VR assets and produce the VR scene for the BIM model. So the collaborators can view the BIM model interactively in the VR environment. They can do some checking, reviewing. They can do some sectioning. They can also produce some issues and submit the issues to BIM 360, generate the issue in BIM 360 by the API. Very cool, yeah, application. The last one is also a POC produced by our team. We heard some stories of our customers. They are using some intelligence tool to analyze the data. For example, one of which is Power BI. So this app will get the clash test result from BIM 360. For example, two models clash and import the original data to the Power BI. The Power BI can organize the clash test intelligently and produce such kind of bubble view, and we can check the clash by category between the two models. We can also check the individual clash from the table view, and people can make the decisions about the clash they are interested in to take actions accordingly. So, for some of you might have been familiar with Forge and also have some practice with Forge. So these are some quick updates about Forge technologies. So the first is about the Forge Viewer. So we have a lot of improvements. So far, the version is version 7.13, and also provides some useful extensions. For example, the mini 2D map on the top right corner is the video. We have navigated the 2D view and corresponding of the 3D view. So this is many customers want to have. So by model derivative, we can see the AEC data. So in Forge Viewer, we can use this for level, for grid, for faces, and also very important features is about the room and space. This is actually the enhancement of model derivative. So it can translate the room and space information, and then we can have the model node rooms, and you can use this information in Forge Viewer. And more are coming in the near term. So the first one is actually also a hectic wish that how to load a large model with high performance. Now it's pretty possible. You can see this video. It has a huge number of riba. In the past, it was a challenge to load so kind of a lot of information, a lot of data in Forge Viewer. Now it is very quickly and loaded and render. Okay. So another thing is we might probably also support the native point cloud data, and also we will support emerging industry standards, GLTF, RTX, USD, essential. Another one is design automation. Actually, this is an version 3. In the past, we have AutoCAD, just AutoCAD engine, design automation, version 1, version 2. Now we have version 3, include Revit, include Inventor, include 3ds Max. BIM 360 keeps adding APIs to access the features or data. Model coordination and cost, a new API in public beta now. And we have some additions for project admin, get project user, photo permissions. As a side note, you might have started to hear about how we integrate PlanGrid with BIM 360. In the future, this integration API will enable you to use all these technologies seamlessly, connecting design, office, construction, traders, workers, off-site management, and customer owners. So, some major additions to design automation, model derivative, viewer, BIM 360. And we also have a long-term strategy. It's about forge data. It's about migrate from connecting data by file to connecting data by data. I have not much information today. It is on the roadmap of Forge Autodesk engineers are working on. So the last section is about Forge ecosystem. You might wondering how it goes with Forge adoption internationally. So some numbers that might give you an impression on ecosystem of Forge. These are just a few of the Forge-powered apps. Actually, we have over 2,000 organizations are building Forge, building the solution today. This is number of monthly active developers using Forge day in and day out. And then in Autodesk, about 1,000 people are building and using Forge. This means we ensure reliability, security, performance. Forge services can be trusted and relied on for critical applications. In the ecosystem of BIM 360, about 200 integrated apps now, and it keeps growing. These apps run in many areas: document management, estimation, QTO, cost management, IoT, field management, and also integrate with various database systems and services. They have well extended the abilities of BIM 360 and have provided the end users with more values. We have also more and more Forge certified system integrators. These partners have been trained by Autodesk experts and have successful records helping customers deploy cloud-based solutions of Forge. They can help to innovate and build software integrations with existing systems or help develop custom Forge solutions. So businesses have access to trusted support resources. These integrators can help them build solutions with Forge. So we have a lot of materials with Forge you can refer to. A lot of demos on GitHub, QA, discussions on Stack Overflow, and articles about solutions and some tricks, some code demos on blog, and videos on YouTube. We also hosted accelerators in a couple of cities during the past years. Many project POC were born from these accelerators. If you have any questions, if you want to talk with us, do not hesitate to contact us. And the most contents of my session today are from the series videos presented by our senior director, Jim Quancy. He has posted to YouTube. So if you want to check more demos, more information about the Forge, just check these links on the YouTube. Okay, that's all of my sessions. Thank you.